The conference room was alive with applause. A crowd of high-ranking executives and industry leaders leaned forward in anticipation as Hannah Foster stepped onto the stage, her polished heels clicking against the hardwood floor. She had just received the coveted Visionary Businesswoman Award for her company's unprecedented success in sustainable energy innovations. A smile lingered on her face as the MC handed her the glass trophy, but behind it, Hannah's heart was pounding. Because Hannah knew the truth, it was all a lie. Standing there in the spotlight, she felt as though the weight of the accolade would shatter her. Her company wasn't the soaring pioneer they believed it to be. It was a precarious house of cards, held together by exaggerated claims and fabricated achievements. The guilt that had haunted her for months was now screaming in her head. Hannah glanced out over the crowd, a sea of hopeful eyes gazing back at her. Among them was one face she hadn't expected to see. It was Olivia Turner. Hannah and Olivia had been best friends growing up, both small-town girls with big dreams. But where Hannah had excelled with calculated ambition, Olivia had always valued honesty and purposeful work. Back then, they joked about running businesses that would change the world, promising to stick to their values no matter the cost. When Hannah moved to the city years later, she carried those promises with her, or at least she thought she did. Ambition slowly turned into desperation as her startup faltered under the weight of competition. Investors dismissed her, clients overlooked her, and every rejection tightened the coil of frustration in her chest. Then one day, an opportunity came knocking. A potential investor had expressed interest in Hannah's solar panel technology, but there was a catch. They needed proof that her panels were outperforming competitors. In her desperation, Hannah manipulated the data, tweaking outputs to create the illusion of groundbreaking success. The investor took the bait, more deals followed, and her company skyrocketed to fame. Hannah became the face of the green tech movement. She dodged scrutiny and silenced doubt, convincing herself that no one could see behind the curtain. But deep inside, she knew the walls were closing in. "You've done amazing things," Olivia said, her voice warm but firm. "I'm proud of you, but something doesn't feel right." Hannah felt her stomach lurch. "What do you mean?" she asked, trying to sound casual. "I've been watching your company for months now," Olivia explained. "Your numbers, they don't add up. I don't know how, but something about your reports doesn't sit right with me." Hannah's pulse quickened. She opened her mouth to speak, but the words tangled on her tongue. Olivia continued, her gaze steady. "You don't have to tell me now, but if I'm right, Hannah, it's only a matter of time before everyone knows." Olivia's words stuck with her that night as she stared at her reflection in the trophy's polished surface. The truth, buried under layers of lies, wasn't just clawing to get out. It was suffocating her. She had two choices: cling to her empire of deception and hope no one discovered the truth, or tear it all down and start again. But what would happen if she confessed? She'd lose everything: her investors, her company, her career. Would anyone believe her if she tried to rebuild? The thought reminded her of advice her grandfather had once given. "Truth may tear down your kingdom, but it'll give you the strength to build a better one." The next morning, Hannah made a decision that would change her life forever. She called a press conference, shutting out the whispers of doubt in her mind. Standing before the cameras, her hands trembled, but her voice was steady. The room fell silent. Hannah's confession spilled out, cutting through the tension like sharp winter air. She admitted to falsifying her data and deceiving investors, revealing the truth about her company's performance. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Reporters scrambled for quotes. Some of her financial backers stormed out in fury. But amid the chaos, Hannah felt something she hadn't felt in years: freedom. The aftermath was brutal. Lawsuits poured in, and her company's stock value plummeted. Investors cut ties faster than the media could report on them. For weeks, Hannah endured scathing criticism, sleepless nights, and the overwhelming shame of public failure. But amid the wreckage, something unexpected began to happen. Not everyone turned against her. Some saw her confession not as weakness, but as courage. Others respected her honesty, even if it hurt their bottom line. Olivia reached out with an email. "It took strength to own up to it, Hannah. Now show me that you still have the strength to rebuild." Years slipped by, filled with long hours, hard work, and repairing broken trust. Hannah founded a new company, this time built on meticulous research, real innovations and honesty that shined as bright as the solar panels she developed. Her old network slowly began to have faith in her again. Olivia, now her most steadfast ally, pushed her to grow but never to cut corners. One evening, as Hannah stood on stage receiving her latest award, the crowd's applause rang out in genuine appreciation. Under the warm glow of the lights, she glanced into the crowd and found Olivia smiling back. Hannah smiled too. This time, it was a smile without fear. It's true, deception can bring you quick victories, but only integrity builds legacies. Life will tempt you with shortcuts, but remember, you cannot fool all the people all the time. The truth will catch up to you. It always does. And when it does, let it cleanse you and make you strong, because the truth will always win.